Hey guys, welcome to the Tires 37. Today I'm reviewing this, which is the Marvel Legends X-Men 20th Anniversary film series Cable from Deadpool 2. So really cool, really blessed to pick this up today. And this has been out for a while in my area, but I know how these special edition figures work. Usually, they're kind of out for a little bit, then they're immediately clearanced out and they become incredibly hard to find. So because I don't want to go through the struggle of doing all that, I decided to pick them up a little bit earlier than I usually would. And you've got pretty much the X-Men style packaging. You have 14 up written here, the Legend series, nice clear view of Cable in box. We have like a little sticker over where the X would be, and we have Nathan Summers crossed out and Cable written there. I think the Deadpool packaging is always really fun. You have Cable silhouette on this side and on this side, and then on the back you have it again. I love the style of packaging they're doing for this wave. So here we have Cable out of packaging, and for starters, I think they did a 100% likeness to Josh Brolin. It just looks so good. Looks like Josh Brolin a lot. I mean, it's really hard to think that this is the same guy that plays Thanos. But yeah, it looks so cool. He's got some nice cuts on his eyes. He's got that yellow eye. He's got the haircut back, which looks pretty cool. It's gray and black, so I like how they did that. You've got these kind of like bullets here, and then he's got this kind of like armor clips and a kind of like a bulletproof vest, which looks pretty cool. This side's pretty clean, and he's got that cool cloak, and you can remove this cloak. It kind of reminds me of that raincoat from the Unbreakable movies. I don't know why, but it kind of does. And then you got the silver metal arm, and the cables on there. Get it, cable. But the cables on here are really good, and I like how they did them. They look pretty cool. Then on the side, you have his daughter's teddy bear there. It would have been cool if they put the eyes on it. I don't know if it had the eyes on it in the movie. But it's got this really nice detailing that actually makes it look like one of those old fur teddy bears. Then you got some holsters there for his mini weapons. You've got the belt, and then moving down, you have his boots and shoes. So in terms of detailing, Cable does have a lot of them. You also get a pair of fisted hands, but the main thing here is the weapons, because there is quite a few of them. If I can get them out of packaging, that is. Usually I just hit pause, but I made the mistake of hitting play first. So the first one you get is like this, basically like a sawed-off shotgun, and this thing looks awesome. It's pretty cool. Then you also get this kind of like little scoping mechanism, and I believe that you can either hook these two together or hook them to the bigger gun. And then you get this little handgun, and this can fit in his holster here, but I actually think it's made for the sawed-off shotgun type weaponry. Yeah, it does appear to be made more for that, or at least something a little bit bigger than a generic handgun. And then lastly is the really big gun. Now this is pretty cool, and if you look at the pictures of this, or even from the movie itself, you can tell that they copied it very carefully. You have this wooden stock back here. Basically the idea is Cable's stranded in the past, so he's making all this weaponry. I thought that was the idea. I don't know, but he got some nice detailings on it. And it's pretty cool. And like how I mentioned, this could clip on, I believe that you can put this on here. Now, in the movie, I don't know if it can actually clip on like that, but if so, I think that's pretty cool. And I believe this can also clip onto this gun somehow as well. And actually, the way it does that is just by taking it off. So I guess you can either choose to have each part of this you want on here. And you know what? I probably just realized this, but I think these are supposed to be the same gun, just folded up. I'm an idiot. But yeah, I just realized that. So sorry about that. You don't get any blast effects, but you do actually have little holes in here, so you could probably put some blast effects on there. But I think that's pretty cool. I just wish it hadn't took me a second to realize that, so I do apologize. But the gun itself, like I said, it's very nicely detailed. He has trigger fingers. So it looks nice, and then I did want to show off without the cloak. You can see some more of that metal detailing on the back of his head and his neck, and it just looks pretty cool. I would say they definitely did a good job detailing this guy. And there we go. So yeah, and in terms of articulation, he's got most of the articulation that a lot of the other ones have. I apologize for the low quality of this. I'm trying to get this to position. I'm not filming in my typical filming area. You got a 360 at the head. You can look up and down. You got a lot of nice movement, so you can kind of move out there. You got 360 at the arms, swing out at the shoulder. You got bendability at the elbow, double jointed, and a 360. You have 360 at the wrist, and they're on hinges, but it's kind of like the hinges that do this because they're trigger hands. Then you got that ab joint, which moves and rotates, so ab crunch, actually, my bad. And the legs forwards, backwards, and outwards. And you have 360 at the thigh, double jointed knees, which are nice, and a 360 at the boot, and the feet move side to side. So in terms of articulation and detailing, I would say they really did a good job with it. It's mostly what we've seen before. but at this point, that's not really a bad thing for Hasbro. I think they did a really good job with this, and yeah, I think it's cool. While not my personal favorite character from this franchise, I do think he's pretty cool, and I think they definitely recreated him nicely here. And lastly, here's a comparison of Cable and the Build-A-Figure Thanos from a couple of years ago. And maybe if I review more from this series, I'll show them off for the first 10 years Thanos. But regardless, I think these are really cool. And it's just so hard for me to grasp that this actor plays these same characters. But either way, that's so cool. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe.